Hello everybody, welcome back to the third video of today. You can see here we've had 3 videos out today, and if we've not had 3 out yet, we've got another one coming later. So you can see that I've got great dedication to subscribers, and that is why you should subscribe. I just want to talk about that just before we start off though. If you could subscribe, I would appreciate it so much. We're trying to get to 1,000, we're currently on around 150. If you guys could get us up to 200 by tomorrow, it'd be massively appreciated. I'm sure a few hundred people are going to watch this, so if a few hundred people could subscribe, massively appreciated. Leave a like as well, leave a comment telling me what you think of HYLIION stock in the future few months. So I would appreciate that, but now that I've talked about that, we're going to jump straight in. So what I've done here is I've got the Nasdaq to compare with the price of the SHLL stock. So we can see Tortoise acquisitions on the Nasdaq. Looking at the 1 day on the Nasdaq price, we can see on the HYLIION price, sorry, we can see that we are actually quite stable. I mean, we've gone down since the start of session, kind of this midsection around here. But looking at the Nasdaq on the other hand, we can see we are actually fully in the red on a linear path downwards. Not really even too reflective of the SHLL stock price. Looking on the 5 day, we can see this is in the green, fortunately, which is not something that can be said for the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is still in the red, and it is going down even further by the looks of things from this price and this huge drop here. So looking out to the 1 month, we can see HYLIION stock, SHLL stock is still in the green. We saw a high around here of 55.85, and now we're climbing back up to around 50. Nasdaq is actually down as well, so we can see this is not looking great for the Nasdaq. And the reason why I've brought up the Nasdaq to compare with the Tortoise acquisition stock is because the Nasdaq is a technology stock similar to the way that the SHLL stock is. So obviously I could kind of compare this with the S&P 500, things like that, but I think Nasdaq kind of technology, kind of electric vehicles sort of, so decent indicator in my opinion, shows what a lot of the other companies are doing. Tesla is in there, so that's one of the reasons. You know, we're not going to talk too much into this. So first things first is the merger coming up. You guys know about it, talked about it so much in the channel. So we can see here Tortoise Acquisitions is apparently going to announce the merger, I believe it is on the 28th of September, which is this month if I am correct, which is a great thing. I'm not sure if this is going to be the date goes in, so we can see on this Yahoo Finance article it says that they are set to vote on the merger on the September the 28th. So not necessarily going to happen, but we could expect to see it a few days after that, hopefully. Obviously, I'm no financial advisor, so don't take anything that I say in this video as 100% sense. But we're going to move on to the actual products now. So merger coming up soon, great stuff, more money for the company. Now let's have a look at the products and why this makes this company kind of revolutionary for the future years. So we've got 3 parts of HYLIION to mention. So we've got their own truck line, which is kind of like the hyper truck, things like that. The trucks they kind of make themselves, but what HYLIION specialize in is 2 other things. So we can convert older trucks and convert newer trucks. So if we get a truck straight off the line, we can put a HYLIION powertrain into this. So one thing to remember about HYLIION is now they are starting to produce trucks. However, generally speaking, this is a electric powertrain manufacturer, or just a powertrain manufacturer. Hybrids, gases I think it is as well. They've got a lot of stuff going on, so we can see that this is one of the big features for this company and why it is kind of, in my opinion, a very cool feature to have. So obviously you can imagine a big massive truck is going to be very, very expensive to buy like this. Big massive truck, very expensive to buy. I'm sure a lot of people can't sensibly see the price of doing that. However, the operating cost on the HYLIION truck is actually 7% lower, is it? No, it's lower over a 7-year cost of ownership. However, it is still expensive to buy this truck outright. So one thing to mention is we can convert and retrofit older trucks, so it's going to cost you less money, but the truck is going to be then more efficient because you can fill it up on electricity instead of expensive fuel, which is a good feature and not something that a lot of companies really offer. So that's a great thing. Another thing is you can convert new trucks for a similar result. You can imagine putting a HYLIION hybrid powertrain or electric powertrain and whatnot, and you have got a more efficient truck right off the bat. So this is obviously a good thing for the company because it shows they have a revolutionary product, and we can see that it's going to be cheaper to operate than a lot of petrol and diesel trucks, also cheaper than a lot of battery operated electric trucks as well. Very cool feature. Another thing is no new infrastructure. I've talked about this a lot in the past, and no new driver training needed. So we can see great things coming up for the price of HYLIION SHLL stock in the future. So with the merger set to go through, we're going to talk about that section in a moment and the price that's going to have on the stock price. I have been on my favourite site for predicting things, which is the money.cnn.com. Talked about this so much in more recent videos, and they apparently don't even have a forecast for me, so I'm guessing that nobody has predicted the price of HYLIION stock recently. However, looking at this, we can see in the previous year we are up 400% exactly, well actually 400.0.5 0.05%. So very nice rise. We can see this on the graph and how steep it actually looks when you put things into perspective over the 12-month period. So we're flat into the kind of penny stock range towards the start of the year. Huge surge up. I believe this might have been when it came onto the market, and then another huge spike up from there all the way up to the price around $50, which we are seeing today. So a lot of this is hype around the merger. A lot of this is just evolution in the product as it grows older and more mature, whatnot. The company becomes more stable, so people invest a bit more. But yeah, I think that the new merger is going to have a lot of influence on the price in the future months. So you can see here we have seen bigger increases going on time and time again. We are looking towards a new increase now. So I think what's going to happen on the September the 28th is going to be very influential on what the future stock price is going to do. Obviously, if the merger does get approved, which in my opinion it should do, because, well, you're not combining two small cap companies to make a big cap company. We can see that this company is only worth 1.46 billion, and I'm sure that HYLIION itself is not really worth too much. But combining these two companies could be a great thing if they go ahead and do it. I think if they go ahead and do it, the stock price could go even higher. I think if they don't do it, which they probably will do anyway, so not really something to consider. But if they do this, the stock price, we could see it kind of fall a little bit, being as hype is going to kind of die down. Obviously, not too many people are hyped about the stock, unlike things like Tesla. So we know Tesla's obviously a very hyped stock because a lot of people do invest in Tesla stock, and when the price goes up, when the price goes down, when people see things that they do and do not like, this has a huge effect on the share price. This is not necessarily such so with Tortoise Acquisitions and HYLIION stock. I mean, it is, of course, but not to such an extent because the stock is only worth $50, so maximum you can only lose $50 in price. But there's not really too many people who have invested in this and hyped it up and shot the price up too high. So not really too overinflated of a price, but we'll just have to see what goes on. I believe that if this merger does go through, we'll see increased investor action and increased investor awareness, more importantly, and great things coming for the future. So I would say I am looking at this stock for the long term. We could easily see big spikes in the next few months with the merger and whatnot, but I'm looking for this one in the long term because I believe that we are moving to a more electric friendly society where we are going to be using electric trucks, electric vehicles a lot more, and that's why I'm covering a lot of electric stocks on the channel recently. I think it's been kind of a good thing and I'm enjoying covering them. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. Like I said, please subscribe, get us to 1,000. I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye for now.